and welcome to the Film vs. History Patreon for the first time, I reckon.
Welcome, truthers.
Yeah, this is the inner circle.
The war room.
This
the
is
bunker.
the war room.
The bunker.
What was the Nazi high command called?
The Eagle's Nest.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess
Yeah,
this
this is the Eagle's Nest.
This is the Eagle's Nest.
Come visit the Eagle's Nest.
Well, there's a lot of options to name the kind of the ultras.
We can't
right?
really call them the SS, can we?
No, this is the problem.
It's a
is
bit too
I
much
think
of a fast ball.
Yeah, it's too much of a fast ball. And as I've said, with a lot of your suggestions for like aesthetic things, because you constantly come back to the Nazis, I'm just like, in court, should we not help ourselves out?
Okay.
You know, when we're standing trial for being the most racist podcast in the country,
Yep.
you wanted to call it the Race-ist History, which is funny.
It's such a good pun.
It's such a good pun.
It's such a good pun.
But when you when you've done a passionate defence,
I don't think you understand the pun.
I do.
Racist history.
And it's in
the
German.
restist. The racist. It's a Greek in a Greek voice. It's saying the rest is history.
Yeah.
The racist history.
Yeah. And it's got ist because it's German, racist, Nazis. It's great. But when you've passionately defended the irony and the sarcasm and free speech and comedy as a tool for satire,
I've got to say this now. What is irony?
well, you're saying this now.
Yeah, I don't think I understand it. People keep saying that I'm ironic.
I don't know either.
No.
I think irony is more of a feeling.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah. Because like that Alanis Morissette song is just whatever. It's just random things.
I understand what irony is, but I think nowadays with comedy, it's just like, I'm just being funny. There's no.
He's being ironic.
Yeah.
No, he's genuinely a sick racist man. That's what I'm telling everyone.
I'm genuinely doing a Greek impression of a Greek man.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, I love it." It's such a, but he's being ironic. Obviously, it's like, no, I work with him.
But then, why
do you
like it if it's ironic? Because you must think it's appalling, but because you think it's ironic, it's okay. Which means you like it originally. So is it that you're allowed to like it because it's ironic?
Yeah, I guess because you're just doing it with a smirk. It's just being racist in a smug way, is it not?
Yeah, I think so.
So there's racist, and
Yes.
then there's racist like this, and then that's it's ironic. Yeah.
Imagine if I said this. I've said it. Oh.
So yeah, if you're a kind of guy who wears a beanie on a unicycle, you know, and being racist, that is ironic
Yes.
because it's smug, right?
Yeah. Because it's going, I wouldn't actually say this, except I'm saying it and I've made a career out of it.
And then people would say one of the most ironic comedians in the country don't even know what it means.
No, I've got no idea. That's where me and Paul Chowdhury.
You're just saying it how you sees it, and everyone's like, "What a brilliant,
ironic genius."
Well, I think that is posh privilege. I do think.
Yeah.
That
But
people will read into you a level of like
thought.
meta.
Yeah, of like calculating thought. Yeah. Oh man, I could never get away with it. Just fucking when you say it, see what happens.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, thank you for your patronage. So I mean, we could also call them the Politburo, which is the Communist High Command. There's a lot of different.
Well, that's pretty dry, though, isn't it?
It's quite
Come and join the Politburo. It's a bit fucking hell. I mean, okay, we're not calling them the SS. But
No.
we're not calling them the Politburo.
There's got to be something in between.
I like truthers.
Yeah. Well, pitch. If you also use this opportunity to pitch ideas for what we can be known as the collective.
What's the Fin vs. History exclusive club?
Yeah.
What is it? Gestapo. I like the Gestapo.
Yeah. What was was that what the Secret Service was for them then?
Yeah. Well, no. There's the Stasi.
The Stasi,
is
that's
the
East German.
East German GDR.
Yeah.
But again, it's not like the thing is people were forced to join the Stasi because they were afraid of them.
Yeah.
That's not. Well, I'm hoping that's not why.
Well, I don't mind
Are people
implying that's the vibe.
signing up from fear?
I mean, we could call it the Stasi. That's quite funny.
Join the Stasi.
Yeah. I mean, the Gestapo has more of a hit to it. What was the secret police of communist Russia called again?
The
secret police
what
of
they called
communist
with the Black Ravens, the cars.
What was they called? What are they called? Checker
KGB.
The KGB. Yeah, no, that's not as good.
No. I like Truther.
Yeah, truth is good. But yeah, thank you for joining the Patreon. Do comment any sort of questions you have for future episodes. How we're going to sort of use this is just a kind of free forum of free flowing ideas. Unshackled from
YouTube,
YouTube
monetization. I can't even say it.
or basic decency.
Basic decency, morals. Yeah.
So we thought we'd talk today about.
My mum won't watch this.
No.
My dad and my uncle are patrons, though.
yeah, it's for the dads.
It's for the dads. Funnily enough, my dad signed up to the Patreon when I sent him a screenshot of John Lennon's son liking the reel of me in full Japanese dress.
Did John Lennon's son like
Sean Ono Lennon liked me singing in Japanese to M. Dot and then Dad was like, well, if John Lennon's son likes this, I must be a patron.
Can you please get up the video of Yoko Ono mad singing?
In Get Back.
It's not in Get Back. It's when Chuck Berry, I think it's Chuck Berry and John Lennon, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is this iconic meeting of two of the greatest musicians of their age.
Yeah, it's like Brezhnev and Mao.
It's
Frost Nixon, Berry Lennon.
Most boring guy at a music gig.
Yeah.
This is like Brezhnev and Mao.
Oh, God.
Right, look at this.
I'm turning into my dad.
Right. Yeah, look at this. Look. So they're playing. This is an iconic moment. Two geniuses. And John has brought Yoko along. This is actually a lot like Charles I and Henrietta, this vibe.
Yeah.
Right. Can we play it out loud? Yeah. Killing it.
You just cut the volume.
Yeah. So she's
And
she's
then
just screaming.
Lennon's like, what are you doing? You cut Yoko's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does she
man.
scream again? Oh, okay. Well, there's another one where she basically just keeps screaming.
Why did we get onto that?
Because
her son likes
But it's funny because you were dressed up as a Japanese
geisha.
woman
Yes.
singing. So I wonder if that reminded him of his mother.
Yes, I imagine she sang that to get him to sleep at night. Country road,
That is funny.
Anamachi,
Um,
Yuto, Sukeba, Anamachi,
you learned it off by heart.
Sutiichiro,
Country
Country road.
take me home. Something
Anyway,
quite funny about this because also what was weird about choosing that voice, it was a well-known American song sung with a Japanese
but then
lyric.
everyone commented underneath going like, oh, Whisper of the Heart
Yeah.
reference. And I'm like, what the fuck's that?
That was because I suggested it because I watched Whisper
Oh, you
of the
watch... Right, I don't know what that is. Oh, these fucking dweebs commenting... What do you mean? What irony? I'm dressed as a Japanese woman. That's what's funny. That's what's funny.
Heart. Real comedy.
Yeah, anyway.
Should we talk about the Greek myths?
Yeah, so we had a request on the first post for the ancient Greek myths.
Mhm.
This is very much your house.
Yeah. Well, so the Greek myths have been a lot longer lasting because I do think the stories are kind of more relatable.
Well,
the
they've
other
lasted through
myths.
time because at all times there will be a Greek man sat in a chair not doing anything all day.
Yeah. But I really like the creation myth that I only recently learnt about. So
So
all
this is the Greek Big Bang.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be honest, it's quite close to a Big Bang, more close than kind of anyone was at this point.
Right.
At the beginning, there was nothing. It was called chaos, which is where the Greek word for chaos comes from. Is sort of the
That
nail.
means nothing, does it? I think that says a lot about Greek, the Greek work ethic. If the word chaos
Yeah.
in Greece means nothing, when in English chaos is like everything, busy, lots going on. Oh, it's chaos.
This is
It's chaos. There's no one there.
it's absolute.
It's absolute chaos.
What a day!
What
It's
a
in the
day.
Hardy
I didn't
Price.
do anything. It was chaos. I just sat on chair looking at cat, and at some point I ate some yogurt and cucumber. Oh, it's
It was
chaos.
chaos.
It's fucking chaos, man. That says everything about the Greeks.
Yeah.
That their word chaos means nothing. So sorry, carry on.
But all of this stuff, the Greek people just use so much brain power early doors.
Yeah.
That they have been in a coma for 2,000
Yeah. Well, they're cooked, right?
So at the beginning there was nothing, and then from chaos
Yes.
emerged from the light Gaia,
Gaia.
Mother Earth.
Gaia. Which is, again, this makes complete sense.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on in Greece,
Yeah.
but the first thing that does happen is gay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then
Charlie, can you-
Uranus,
Gay up Uranus. Yeah.
the
So,
sky.
Press show more, just so we can get everything up. So nothing's happening. It's chaos. It's so quiet out there. It's chaos, right? Then Gaia
Yeah.
From Chaos.
Go back on ChatGPT or a separate ChatGPT and do the creation myth as bullet points, because this is just doing it because it is good. It's good.
Right. So from chaos, which is nothing,
We'll just get this up.
comes being gay.
Because it's actually not gay at first. Out of nothing, these three random guys who are like the first three people, but they don't seem to appear much. If we get it up.
So this is less Adam and Eve and more like Stavros and...
Well, it's more... One's called... So Night comes first, I think. Primordial chaos, yeah. Emerges the first entity. From this chaos, one or more divine beings, gods or cosmic forces emerge. These entities have been born from the void. Right.
Born from the void. Now, what
Right.
does this mean? If this is Adam and Eve, right? So this is the...
Sort of just out of this swirling pool of nothing. The concept of night comes... Day, so the god of night and day come,
Right.
and then they start shagging, right, and Mother Earth appears, right.
So night and day are both blokes.
Yeah,
Gaia.
they fucked each other,
Fuck each other.
and they've made the first woman who's Mother Earth, right, Gaia. They also made the sky, who is not Kronos. What's his name? I don't know if this is
Uranus.
Uranus. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Uranus rapes Gaia, right.
Right, hang on.
So the sky rapes the earth.
And that's how you get the sea?
And that's how you make Kronos, right?
Time.
Yes, I
So
think
the
so.
concept of time
Yeah.
exists because the sky raped the earth.
Yeah.
God, that's poetic.
Yeah.
What, so that's why it turns to night
Yeah.
and day?
Yeah. And then Kronos, I think because his dad raped his mum, then buries Uranus in the center of the earth. That's why uranium is so deep down, right?
Your ass is so deep down.
It's so deep in the center.
Because you're constantly
Yeah.
walking around like this, like sphincters
Yeah,
clenched
yeah.
because your dad raped your mum.
Yeah.
Or is it your mum raped your dad?
The dad raped the mum, right?
So
And to avenge that, Kronos buried Uranus. It's deep into the...
I can't love anyone because my dad raped my mum.
And then Uranus cursed Cronus, saying, "What you just did to me, that's going to happen to you. Your son is going to kill you like he killed me, right?
Hang on, who's killed?
Like buried. You're going to have the same fate as me. You're going to be destroyed by your son.
Right.
Okay. So to stop this, Kronos with who's Kronos' wife? Kronos is fucking someone. He's got a wife. It could be his mum. Literally, he could be fucking his mum.
There's like 4 things at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who else are you going to fuck?
So hang on, right. So let's just wind back. So there's nothing,
Go
which
on.
is Greek man sat on a chair. What?
Cronus' mother is Gaia, apparently.
Yeah, and who does Kronos' wife, or who does Kronos' have children with?
Cronus' wife is Rhea.
Yes.
Rialina.
Yeah, Rialina, the comedian, the autistic comedian Rialina.
Yeah.
And basically, he's very horny, Kronos, so he still likes shagging her.
Yeah.
But every time she gives birth,
Yes.
he eats the child. Okay? Because of the prophecy that his son will rise up and kill him. Yeah.
Wow. So he eats all his.
So he's constantly eating them, right?
Right.
And then to trick him, right, she gives birth to a son, but then has like a fake baby, right?
Yes.
And so he eats that baby, and she hides the real baby.
And he's none the wiser.
Well, he's a baby. Oh no, Kronos. He doesn't know. Sorry. Yeah. So so Kronos doesn't know that there's one son has survived.
Yes.
And he gets taken to Crete and is raised by nymphs, and his name is Zeus. You know Zeus?
Yeah, I know
Big
Zeus.
dog.
Yeah. Thunderbolts.
Yeah. And then Zeus becomes strong enough, and with his siblings, because I think he had some siblings before.
Mount Olympus.
Yeah. They come together and they
Make a camera.
and they make great cameras.
Fujifilm.
They bury Kronos like his dad, and that's sort of how it all starts. But what I liked about the Greek myths is they kind of like there's like the main cast, right?
Yeah.
But then they have like there's all this other stuff that was before, which is just like pretext, right? Where they have different, other seasons of SNL, right? So like the early seasons, it's sort of like Chevy Chase,
Yeah,
right?
The
and
OG.
Then and then the Mount Olympus is sort of like, I don't know, the Bill Hader, Fred Armisen.
But my understanding, I used to play a game called that you probably played, where it was a bit like Civ 3 esque.
It's like Age of Empires or something.
Yeah, but it was like that. But it was all set in Greece, and it
Right.
was Athens, and you would incur the
Wrath of
cer-
Zeus,
certain
yeah.
certain gods.
Right.
And you could
Yeah,
also.
I think I vaguely remember that.
Do you remember, Charlie? Can you Google
I
what it is?
think
There's like
yeah.
it's a Greek strategy game.
Yeah, yeah, right.
But so I'm aware of like Zeus and then like Athena
Mhm.
and Aphrodite
Yep.
and all those hot sluts in your area.
Yeah.
But the bit before that, I've got.
Well, not many people do because it's sort of like it's not. We don't get into the meat of it until these guys arrive. This is sort of just like vibes.
So this is the Book of Genesis. The
Yeah.
Book of Jana Grace.
Yeah,
Greece. Book of Jana Grace.
Yeah. Book of Laziness.
Book of Laziness. Chapter 1. Sit on chair. In
Yeah.
beginning there was chaos, and
Yeah.
by chaos I mean fuck all.
Yeah.
So Stavros and Nikos.
Right.
Basically, in Greek myth, Stavros is the first man.
Yep.
He wants to have some yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
He has some yogurt, and then he goes, "I'm a bit bored now.
Yeah.
I'd like a woman."
Yeah.
And God's like, "Oh yeah, I got you." And then he sends down another bloke,
Yeah.
and Stavros goes, "Well, that'll do." Fucks him up the arse.
Yeah. And then
um,
the woman they meant was sent down, and they're like, "What?
she's there. She's there. Like, why are you fucking him? He's like, "Oh, I thought you were the. Oh, sorry. Do you want my rib?"
And then Zeus assembles like the Avengers, 12
Yeah,
gods,
yeah,
and that's what all the stories, and he slowly picks them one by one for different reasons. He has a wife called Hermes. Now, he is probably the biggest cheater of all time.
Zeus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he loves cheating. So Hermes is sort of the god of being a wife. His wife is the god of being a wife, basically.
The delivery god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Hera. Hermes is the
It's the delivery one.
is the one who's really fast.
He's got little
Yeah, he can
things with his ankles.
zip across the world as fast as he likes.
Sorry, I missed you. You weren't in.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the god of that.
I just poured yogurt to a letterbox.
But Zeus would like dress up as different blokes.
Tranny.
And
But
then cheat on his wife.
Everyone was trans back then.
Yeah,
Right? All
I
the
mean,
gods were trans.
And that was what it's so different to how we're raised with gods, where it's just like they're
They're
worse
blokes.
behaved than us.
They're gods are blokes. God's a bloke. God's a Christian.
God's one boring bloke.
God's a grandpa.
Yeah. But here it's like, what? He's dressing up as a woman and he's cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
That's like the most powerful guy. We're meant to follow that guy as an example.
So hang on. So the myth of or the Greek origin myth.
Yeah.
That's that. But that's not what people say when they talk about Greek myths. is
No,
it?
because that's basically that's like the origin story
So
of that.
is that what Greeks back in the day,
Yeah.
when they were sitting on stone chairs rather than plastic ones?
Yeah.
Is that what they would think? How they got there?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And it kind of it was built up over hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reason why the Odyssey and the Iliad are such important things is because I guess they're like the best written down document involving the myths.
Yeah.
So all the gods are still at play in the Odyssey and the Iliad.
So right, should we go through? Should we
Yeah.
start? This? So Odyssey is.
But they're doing the ChatGPT's done in a weird order because the Trojan War is obviously first. Right?
Yeah. But this you've asked it for top 10 Greek
yeah,
myths.
it's true.
So obviously the Iliad's not as good as the Odyssey.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The Odyssey is great. So do you know? Are you across the Iliad and the Odyssey?
Yeah, I did them at school. Yeah.
You saw the film Troy?
I've seen the film. No, I've not seen the film.
Yeah.
Oh, have I? Is that when someone gets dragged? Achilles gets dragged
Yes.
through the. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yes.
Um,
Well, so the Achilles was an invincible hero, right? But he had one weakness: his Achilles heel, right?
yes,
do you know
he'd been dipped in water.
They'd
Been
held.
dipped in Zeus's cum and then held by a.
Yeah, but his mum held him by his heel.
Yeah, to get him in.
Yeah, and that's why that bit's.
But it feels like couldn't she put
Just-
her hand in the water
Yeah.
and just fully go under?
Yeah. So she's got an invincible hand.
Yeah.
Or just turn around and dip him around the other way.
Yeah, just dip and then hold him by the head.
It
and
feels like
bodge
It
job.
feels like a real
then rush job.
oversight from her.
Yeah,
But then also it feels like it's crazy unlucky that he gets an arrow right in his heel
yeah.
and that kills him.
But then is this heel so weak that because if you or me got an arrow in the heel, we wouldn't die.
Yeah, but then I think it's kind of Chinese whispers, isn't it?
Right.
Like probably something else happened.
Well, my Greek accent does sound like Chinese whisper.
Right, scroll down. So the fittest woman in the world
Yes.
caused the Trojan War.
Beyonce.
Yeah. So Beyonce caused the Trojan War because they were making peace, the Trojans and the fucking, I forgot what they're called.
And Trojans are the guys
And the Greeks.
the guys who have huge dicks.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is why the condom brand is
yeah,
named after
It's
that.
named after them.
Yeah.
And then they'd made peace
that-
after years of war.
Is it that they've got the biggest dicks, or is the metaphor of the Trojan horse for the condom brand? Is that what they think the dick is a Trojan horse?
Yeah.
And
It must be.
the dick is the Trojan, and the horse is the condom, and you're trying to smuggle. Because if it was the metaphor, then they would put a hole in every condom, and they'd let the boys out.
Right.
Because that's what a Trojan horse is.
So what you're
Trojan
doing
horse is
is
something that-
under the pretense that you don't have a hole in your condom.
Yes. the
You
the
sneak
fanny
it.
is Troy and goes, oh yeah, come on then, come
And
on
then
in.
all the
Come
cum
on in,
breaks
and all the
loose
cum is
and
in there,
runs,
like, oh.
runs amok.
And then at night,
Yeah. Right.
That's-
in many ways it's a bad name for a condom.
I think it's a shocking name
It's
for
a
a condom
terrible.
brand, because it
Why
implies,
is Trojan condoms called Trojan condoms?
because that implies that the boys, and by boys I mean sperm, are just leaking out of the condom into the.
I guess a Trojan horse is big. It could be as simple as that.
Yeah, I think that's probably Trojan condoms are named after the Trojan helmet.
Well,
design.
lads,
Guys, Trojan helmet's not a saying.
that's not what people are going to think of.
Oh, that's a real Trojan helmet. What the fuck do you mean? And their packaging, which is created to appeal to men, the primary consumers of condoms at the time.
Right, history of the condom. Let's go.
Come on, history of the condom.
Let's-
Who's invented the condom?
Back in Americans, that feels like something that'd be up there.
Yeah,
But there'll probably be early condoms.
German. Or the
where-
Rome used to Romans used to shove like leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
They used to make like a sort of cake of leaves.
Well, I think you also like ancient times they used like fish guts.
Here we go. Egyptians.
Here we go.
Egyptians.
History of condom is long and varied, from the use of animal intestines in medieval times to the invention of the rubber condom in 1850s. So the Egyptians used linen sheaths
Egyptos.
for protection during intercourse, and the Egyptian men wore coloured sheaths
To
to
indicate
social, right,
social status.
right.
That's mad.
So you can have your
The ancient
your
Chinese,
social standing is the colour of your condom.
like karate belts. Oh, that guy's a black belt. I guess a black dick. I guess
Yeah.
the biggest you
the
can have, I
ancient
suppose.
Chinese used silk paper condoms.
Which is why they then had to develop their other contraceptive method of just throwing them in a river because silk paper didn't really work. Ancient Japanese used tortoise shell or animal horns.
I wouldn't use that personally.
Fucking hell.
A tortoise shell.
Fucking hell.
It must have been a nightmare back then. If you're a horny guy
I mean, people are just pulling out, aren't they?
and you're just praying,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you can't even, abortions aren't easy either.
No, I don't really want to do history of abortion.
Get it up.
No. So, but anyway, my point is Trojan is a terrible name for a condom.
Yeah.
Because it literally implies the smuggling of the exact opposite that you want.
Yeah.
Because in the myth, is it a myth or is it true? Is it a legend?
It's half and half. It's a myth. It's a myth. But
Because there was a battle for Troy.
There was something
that the
similar,
Greeks took.
but it's
So anyway, so in
an
the
epic poem. Like it's not going to be.
in the epic poem,
Which is like the
fucking
worst two
gayest
words.
thing you're gonna say.
Man,
Oh.
that's an epic
That
poem. It's
man.
like the worst guy at a spoken word night. That was an epic
Is it all right?
poem,
I
man.
just brought an epic poem to read that. So in the epic poem originally,
Yeah.
Uh,
Written by Homer Simpson.
written by Homo guy,
Yeah. But you know his name? Yeah.
Homer Simpson,
Yeah.
Homer,
Yeah.
Homer.
Yeah.
But he didn't write about Troy, did he?
Yeah. He's the guy who wrote the
Well, the Odyssey and Troy,
Iliad and Odyssey are both written by Homer.
and Iliad's about Troy.
Yeah. And
Right.
they must have called him Homer Simpson because it was funny.
Yeah, 'cause he's the opposite. Of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, people will know Homer Simpson better than Homer now.
Yes.
So now when you find out that Homer wrote the Iliad and the
Oh,
Odyssey,
you like
you're
Homer Simpson? Right, I get it. So anyway, so in the original story, right, the Greeks are trying to invade Troy. They're not getting anywhere. So then they go, let's build this fucking massive horse out
Yeah.
of wood, and it'll be a present, and we'll all hide in the belly of the horse, and they'll let us through the gates because they'll be like, oh, what a lovely present. But they won't know that we're in there. And then at night, when they're asleep, we'll break out, kill
strict
them all.
no giggling rule as well when
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
in the
yeah,
horse.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
what that
no,
was. saying.
no farting.
No farting. Would you want to be in the horse? I would be pretty stressed in the horse.
Yeah, stressful.
It's really stressful.
Really stressful.
Because especially when they're like, yeah, exactly. Really
but
awkward.
then,
to
so
get caught in
that's the
there.
whole myth of Troy. So the idea that there's a condom
Yeah.
called Trojan
Yeah.
implies that it's just going to leak out cum 8 hours after the sex.
Yeah.
And sperm can live in a vagina for, I want to say days.
Is this a myth or real?
This is real.
Is it one of the Greek myths?
Though this is one of the thin myths. It's because when you're trying for a baby, you're meant
Yeah.
to do it every other night because cum can live long enough. So
It
you don't
sets
have
up an
to-
encampment.
It sets up an
Yeah. It's like Calais.
Yeah, exactly. It squats. It squats across country
Yeah, it's
like
like a tent
national lines.
city.
Yeah.
Under superhighway.
5 days. There you go.
What are they doing for all that time then?
Well, they're just knocking about trying to find an egg.
They're just looking around.
Much like in Calais.
Yeah.
They're just sort of bombing around going, anyone got an egg I can eat?
Are they're crossing each other. Was anything that way?
No. Anyone
Yeah.
seen the showers? But also, another fun fact is that sperm can interact with each other in a number of ways, including cooperation, competition, and temporary alliances.
Temporary alliance.
Temporary alliances.
Now, what
What
the
the
fuck
fuck?
does that mean?
Are you saying that they can fuck each other over? I guess it's competition, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
the most cunning one to the egg.
yeah. But then the
Oh
temporary.
no, I saw the egg go that way.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very Machiavellian. Like you'd make a
It's
short-term
like risk. Yeah. Yeah, we'll sign a treaty here. We'll sign a treaty to get through this first bit of the vulva or whatever, and then as soon as I can see an egg, I'm
Yeah.
fucking you off.
Well, it's the traitors, isn't it?
It's
as
the
well?
traitors. It's the spunk traitors.
Because
Yeah.
for a bit, the traitors will work together, but there will be
Every-
will always be a point where you fuck someone over.
Every centimetre up the fallopian tube, they have a round table, and they go right, and it's like 24 billion. It's 24 billion sperm, and they go right. I think that one, and they're spelling them wrong, and then that one's a traitor. Something
Right.
about the way his tail wiggles.
23.999 billion left.
Yeah.
See you guys tomorrow.
Right. Sleep well. Someone will be murdered tonight.
And then you know about the Odyssey, right?
Claudia Wankelman.
Yep.
She's hosting.
That passes. That passes. You know
Anyway,
about the Odyssey?
I was going to say there's a fun fact.
Go on.
Another fun fact about sperm,
Go
about
on.
trying for a baby, is that supposedly your best sperm are the freshest. Sperm can die in the balls if not left too long, right? So essentially, if you're trying for a baby, what you need to do is fuck every other day, and on your rest day, you need to wank.
Right.
And men will be listening to saying like, well, that's just my day
What's
to
the
day
re-
life.
what do
That's
you mean
my
rest
day to
day?
day
Yeah.
life. Yeah. Any day I'm not having sex,
Yeah.
I'm wanking. Right. But that's because we're programmed to do that because, you know, if you don't have sex or wank for 5 days and then you're trying for a baby, you're essentially ejecting a mass grave into a woman.
What? Because just in general, they're just dying
dead
in the
They're
balls.
just dead sperm
So you really should be blowing the cobwebs off as much as possible.
every hour.
So, like Catholic priests, you're not. Is wanking a sin in the Catholic Church?
Probably.
I think it might be because it's.
Paedophilia is fine.
Do you know
wanking's a
why?
sin?
It's because it's like teasing God,
Yeah.
because it's the gift of life, and you're just fucking blasting it into a tissue.
Yeah. God's
Roman
like,
Catholics-
not there.
Some
Mastur-
prostitutes
some
should do
prostitutes-
masturbation to be a sin. Like, I feel like you're setting yourself up to fail.
Yeah.
If you're saying wanking's a sin, no wonder there's so many nonsense. Like, if you're repressing people that much,
Because he doesn't say anything about nonsense in the Bible, does he?
no,
No.
Well, they had to get it out somewhere,
Yeah.
and the Protestants are wanking themselves silly because they're
And if
allowed
I can't
to.
marry and I
Yeah.
can't wank,
It's crazy.
it's boys.
But then imagine, I wonder who's got. There must be people who've never wanked in their life. There must be people who never came in their life.
Yeah.
And so you're saying, like an 80-year-old who's never come, like completely religious, strict, no
Yeah.
woman,
Yeah.
no wank. You're saying if he did, I mean, that would be the hardest come of all time.
He'd basically he has the Holocaust in his balls.
and
He
it
has,
would be like
he has a death camp in his
it
balls.
would be like a sea mist, would it?
yeah. Yeah. Be just ash would come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like an aerosol canister.
Yeah. And he'd scream at the same time.
That would be one of the hardest comes of all time. And we will be doing a Patreon episode on the.
Top 10 hardest comes of all time. And the first one is that's the guy from Up, basically.
Yeah. So we move on to the next part of the Patreon.
Yeah. Let's do that.
And we'll be covering the Odyssey
We'll
there.
go back to Greek myths for part 2 of our Greek myths.
Our Come Odyssey through the Greek myths.
Top 10 hardest comes in the Odyssey.
All right,
Next week on the
see you-
Patreon.
See you guys next week. I don't know. Don't know how
Yeah,
this will be.
it's every week. Yeah.
Okay.
Send
All right.
Bobs.